Hello folks, Fuzzfinger here, and today we continue on with Final Fantasy 13-2, and we are going to undertake our very first Paradox ending. Now, I haven't spoken much about these before since we haven't really had the opportunity to do them. So basically what they are is we can close a gate, which is what I've just done here, Brescia Ruins 005 AF, and then we can replay certain parts of the story in a different way than we did before. So if you remember back in Brescia Ruins, we had to kill Atlas, but before we did so we had to weaken him. Now we're going to kill him again since we've closed the gate, only this time we're not going to weaken him, and I'm just going to skip the story since we've seen that before. This first battle is exactly the same as it was before. He's very easy now because we're overpowered, but just get through this because we need to do this so we can move to where Atlas is going to be afterwards. Once we've killed Atlas at his full power, without weakening him, we unlock this thing called Paradox Ending, which is basically a cinematic showing us how the game would have ended if we'd have done it like that. And also we get a fragment, which is one of the main reasons we do it for, which you get for every Paradox Ending. You collect a fragment. So I was just seeing then if I could skip this cutscene, but I can't because it's going to have some cinematic action in it. But this part isn't the exciting bit. This is exactly the same as before. We just have to do this to get through it. Now you can only collect the bonus item for perfecting a cinematic action once. So if you already collected it the first time, you can't get it a second time. But if you screwed up, then you now have an opportunity to get that item. Still can't skip this. Okay, so I wonder how quick we managed to kill him. 15 seconds, not bad at all. And fortunately, we don't have to do the whole story part where we have to go to jail and then speak to Elisa to get released and so on and so forth. We can now, once that first incarnation of Atlas has been destroyed, run straight to where the full-powered Atlas is hanging out and engage him in combat immediately. So he's in exactly the same position before, which is the top northeastern part of the map, highlighted by the orange waypoint.
Why did you offer to stop the giant?
So that's where we'll be running to now, and we will need to set up some paradigms for the fight, but we won't need to do that just yet until we get there.
The gate to Valhalla?
Exactly. And how can I take
If you've been following this walkthrough all the way through, and you've been keeping up with my Crystarium expansions, then Atlas should be pretty easy for you. It's not too challenging now, even though he won't have been weakened. He's still fairly simple to kill, mainly because his attacks are really quite slow and bulky, and you can anticipate them coming. So it's just a case of switching to your defensive paradigms and then switching back after his attacks to dish out the damage.
You need an artifact to open it, right?
But I'll explain it in a little bit more detail as we get there. So we can neglect all the other story components here that we did earlier. And by the way, don't worry about closing the gate, since once you've accomplished what you want to do, you can open it again and it resets the area to exactly as it was before you closed it. At any point you can do that. So you don't have to do the whole place again, just what you want to do. So you don't need to go in the tunnels to stay in the outside areas. And there is Atlas. We will still get the little cinematic saying about how to weaken him, but we can just skip through that. That's this one, and I don't want to watch that. If this is your first time in Brescia Ruins 5AF, you're actually watching the wrong video if you haven't already worked that out, so go back to the start of this video walkthrough to get to the correct video. Now I'm just going to set some paradigms up, and the most important one is going to be our tortoise paradigm, which is 3 sentinels, and I still need my bunker beast in my group, so I'll just put him in there now. I don't think we'll be using our medic, so we'll replace that with the bunker beast. Oh, I'm still on the sentinel synergist. There we go. Now you can use a Saboteur to debuff Atlas, but there's really no point since I do try to do that, but he's got a very low chance of accepting debuffs, which doesn't really make it worth it. But it can, well, the same actually applies to buffing your own characters, since his main ability actually removes all the buffs you put on.
And not looking too happy.
But the main important thing to do is to have a tortoise paradigm and switch to that when he does his attacks. Fortunately, you can see his attack is really quite slow, so you have plenty of time to switch to your defensive paradigm, and once you've done so, switch to Relentless Assault and start building up his Chain Gorge. Now just be wary, because I noticed that every now and then he does do 2 attacks immediately after each other. It does catch me off guard at one point. I think I have to resurrect my monster ally. Is it that? No. He does do something like that, so just be wary of that. He does hit hard, so like I say, you really will need to be taking that in defence, that damage. But he usually always pulls back before he makes his attack, so you can anticipate them every time. So there's my tortoise, and there's the attack. And switch to Relentless Assault to carry on building up his chains. And that's really all there is to it. I've set up a paradigm with Sarah and Noel as each as a medic, so you can heal up if necessary, or you can use potions. It's entirely up to you, whatever you think the situation calls for. But apart from that, there's nothing really else to it. Once he's been defeated, we're going to have the cinematic action once again, as we did the previous time we killed him. Again, you might want to do it in case you screwed up the first time, just to collect the item. Otherwise, it's just the same. Once this is finished, we'll then get our Paradox ending, which I won't talk through since we haven't seen it yet. And after that, we'll collect our fragment and a nice CP bonus as well.
Hey!
What the?
How did we get here?
No! Look out!
Move!
I think I found his weak spot. Ready?
Do it!
Wait for it.
Now!
So that is Atlas defeated, and we'll now unlock a new location at the Historia Crux, Arcalite Step, not to be confused with the other location of the same name and year. When you're ready, visit this new location to see the paradox ending.
Without first resolving the paradox, Sarah and Noel defeat the rampaging giant Atlas. In the ensuing confluence of energies, they are suddenly transported to an entirely different location.
Unfortunately, I've had to now edit out the ending itself, the paradox ending, because it was flagged as copyright content on YouTube and the whole video became disabled. So yes, sorry about that. But I do collect a fragment for completing this paradox ending, taking it to 112, my total, so you will get that as well. Now, next video we're going to be doing another paradox ending, and then after that we're going to be continuing on with the story. All that's left to do here, though, there you go, little explanation for if you needed that still. All we're going to be doing here, though, now is reopening the gate that we closed. You can still access the paradox ending again in the future if you want to. You don't lose that. But for now, just go back over to the Brescia ruins and press the same button again to unlock it. Sorry, to open it, and now everything will be set back to as it was before you closed it. So, thank you very much for joining me. I've been Fuzzfinger, and I'll see you next time.